All right, so here we are, First Holy Communion weekend. What a great time. Always something worth celebrating. And what did we hear in this gospel reading? Peter, do you love me? Lord, you know I do. Then feed my sheep. We are all the flock of Jesus, and we all need to be fed. And the Eucharist is the best, most direct way for that to happen. Because the Eucharist is us being fed by Christ through his church built upon Peter. It's all connected. Well, as a matter of fact, there is another word for what that is other than Eucharist, body of Christ, bread of life, and communion. So all of those are valid, of course. But there is another word out there. And it's an old word. It's actually so ancient that not even priests use it on a regular basis. And that word is viaticum. You don't need to remember that. Viaticum is Latin, and it means food for the journey. That's exactly what the Eucharist is. It is food for the journey. Now, the thing is, not all food can be food for the journey. Because if you're preparing to go on a trip, and back then, most people traveled by foot. If you were getting ready to go on a journey, you needed to eat a healthy meal full of energy. So, I kind of had to read into this when I first started cycling for my health, preparing to pedal 20 miles at one time. So obviously, junk food is not food for the journey. If you're preparing to cycle 20 miles or walk to the next village, you shouldn't be eating donuts and chicken nuggets. That's not going to work out well for you. But reading it on a little further, there are plenty of good, healthy foods out there that are poor choices before a workout. For instance, red meat. Healthiest red meat that money can buy is still a bad choice because it takes your body a while to digest red meat. It's not energy that your body can use easily. Another thing that's not great for workouts and exercise, never would have guessed this if I didn't read it, salads. I mean, salad has vitamins, minerals, nutrients, all that good stuff. But salad doesn't give you energy the way carbs do. So basically, if you're preparing for, vigorous exercise or a major journey, you should be eating things like oatmeal or bread with honey. And you should save the salad and the steak for dinner once you're done. And the takeaway on all of this is that food for the journey is the nutrition your body needs to get the job done. That's the whole idea. And if you don't do that, if you don't provide yourself with what you need to get the job done, at best you will be more miserable than you need to be. At worst, you won't actually reach your destination. The Eucharist is food for the journey. And I'm not talking about physically. I mean, yes, it is technically physical food. A little wafer is, 10, 15 calories. I don't know. Doesn't matter. What matters is that it's food for our spiritual journey. It is a superfood. The Eucharist is as healthy for our souls as a big bowl of oatmeal with a side of kale chips. Just ridiculously healthy. So if you're following me this far, that food for the journey means the nutrition you need to get something done, I just have one last question. One only question, really. What is the destination on this spiritual journey in life? Like, where exactly are we headed? And really, the answer is heaven, eternity, being with God himself. That is the whole point. It's a little like running a marathon. In life, as well as in a marathon, there is a finishing line. And it's a ways away. It is so far you can't even see it, but it is there. And as most people who run marathons will tell you, finishing the marathon in a certain period of time is not really that important. What's important is finishing in the first place. If you manage to reach the finishing line in any length of time, that alone is an accomplishment. So it is with life. As long as you are willing to take one more step in the right direction, you will eventually reach that true destination. Now, mind you, it does need to be in the right direction. If you veer off the path and go scampering in the woods for a while, that won't help you finish the race. So, the Eucharist, I say once again, is food for the journey. It is the nourishment that we need. It is everything that we need to finish that race as surely and joyfully as possible. Because while I did say that it's important to just finish the marathon in whatever time it takes, on the other hand, we do want to run as fast as we can and enjoy ourselves as much as we can. Those are basic expectations. The Eucharist is our fuel to help us do that reliably and joyfully. And that's true. It's true because the Eucharist is nothing less than the very presence of Jesus Christ, which he freely gives to us. It is a spiritual superfood. It nourishes and sustains us every time we receive it. And therefore, every reception of Eucharist, Holy Communion, Viaticum, is a cause for celebration.